Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory. Happy New Year to everybody out there. We are hoping that all of you guys out there are ringing in 2025 in a very fashionable way. I know we certainly are. After the holidays now here for us, we are getting right back into it. We look forward to bringing you some great Week 17 content, some playoff picture content, going hard into the playoffs this month. This is going to be a very exciting month of football here on the Gridiron Glory. So be sure to stay tuned. But we're going to talk about the Week 17 matchup that took place between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, Tad, we're looking at this game, and what can you say about Baker Mayfield, right? 27 to 32, 359 yards, 11.2 on average there. An amazing quarterback rating of 90.3, no interceptions. His offensive line did a tremendous job of keeping him up. And yeah, what can you say for guys like Bucky Irving, right? 20 carries, 113 yards. Also, guys like Sean Tucker, 8 carries, 39 yards. Rashad White, Mike Evans even getting involved, 8 catches for 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Jalen McMillan, 5 catches for 51 yards. He also had 2 touchdowns. Jalen McMillan, to me, was probably the most standout player in this game. And I mean, not from a paper sense, just from like a flashiness sense. The rookie out of Washington, the former third round pick, third round, 92nd overall pick in the draft out of the University of Washington. So far, 32 catches, 387 yards, 7 touchdowns, tied for 15 in the league overall. 12.1 average, 123rd there. So with that being said, Tad, I would like to genuinely ask you, and I really humbly want to know your genuine opinion on this. Yes, where would you rank Jalen McMillan amongst rookie wide receivers in the league and or rookie offensive players?
I mean, among the receivers, he's probably safely top 10, probably getting close to top 5. I mean, he's been a breakout player. He didn't play a lot early. Obviously, you had Mike Evans, you had Chris Godwin before the injury there, so he was a bit behind on the depth chart, but now he's getting his time and he's doing tremendous, and I think he has a potential to be a breakout player over the next 2 years.
Without a question and without a doubt about it, to me, it's like you look at a guy like Jalen McMillan. I mean, obviously, very highly anticipated coming out of Washington. Tad, I didn't expect him to start breaking out this quickly in this way. Obviously, when you think about rookie wide receivers in the league, you can't help but not think about guys like Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, guys of that sort.
Yeah.
But Jalen McMillan isn't too far behind guys of that. I would say, like, amongst rookie wide receivers, like the guys that I just mentioned are probably in the super top tier. But Jalen McMillan is definitely, like, top tier, but, like, maybe just a tier below some of those guys that I just mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. I would have to agree with that. He's been tremendous since he's been playing.
And, I mean, his current ranking of him should not shade away from his overall career potential. I just feel like this is a guy that has all the potential in the world to really develop himself as a solid enough wide receiver there in the Tampa Bay system.
Yeah, I mean, once guys like Mike Evans, once he ages out, they get a firm role for him, I think he'll do fine. I see a lot of potential in McMillan.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm not sure if you would list him the WR2 right now or the free, but
I mean, with Godwin out, he's probably number 2 at this point.
But nonetheless, like the way I see it, Tad, is like, okay, you got Jalen McMillan, the rookie, and then alongside you, also lining up and going down the field, running routes alongside you, going down for passes down the field, a guy that you can take advice from and learn a lot from, Mike Evans, of course. So, 8 catches, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I would definitely say Mike Evans, the seasoned veteran, very reliable and very serviceable in his role as in the WR1 spot now.
Yeah, Mike Evans trying to keep the 1,000 yard streak alive. He's had 1,000 yards every season at 915 now with one game to go. So 85 yards against the Saints. That's what he needs.
Yeah, without a doubt and without a question about it. So, um, whether or not the Saints can, come away with, or I'm so sorry, the Buccaneers misspoke, can
Yeah.
come away with this division or not. Tad, you and I talked about it in the preseason. This win, the Buccaneers are in control of their own destiny for this division now, and I would like to know your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, if they beat the Saints, they win the division. Pretty simple there. If they do it, then that's how it'll go. I mean, they beat Carolina. They needed to beat Carolina. Now Atlanta plays Carolina and they play the Saints. The Saints are a little tougher than Carolina, perhaps. So we'll see how that goes.
Folks, the reason it's so funny to me is because Tad and I, with our extensive preseason research that we really went into, I was pretty dead set on the fact that Tampa Bay would win this division. Tad was pretty dead set on the fact that Atlanta would win this division. And to be fair, in Tad's defense, his prediction could still come true. So, but we'll get more into that when we talk about the NFC playoff picture episode. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, Carolina, really quick, Panthers fans. Hey, 4-12, not some improvement from last season, right? And you still have a chance to get 5 wins despite everything. So, Bryce Young, 15-28, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tad, you got to make some moves with that offensive line there. I mean, no question about it. You got to make some. Even if you just sign one player that's like that upgrades the offensive line, you need to do it. Adam Thielen, though, 5 catches, 110 yards, the 2 touchdowns, scoring all of Carolina's points. The seasoned veteran Adam Thielen. I mean, doing his job,
Yeah. Yeah, just again, a lot of injuries also. I mean, you don't have your leading rusher, Hubbard. You don't have your some key defensive pieces. Just tough one for Carolina. The 2 fumbles by Bryce Young, that's not good. But other than that, I mean, just it's been a more competitive season for the most part. Not so much in this game, but I don't know. It feels like they have a plan, and we'll see how things go as they look into the off season.
Another thing, real quick, in terms of Tad's defense of the NFC South prediction that he had, he also did expect Kirk Cousins to still be playing at this point. So in his defense, so that also does play a part in what's going on. I don't know. We can talk more into that when we talk the Falcons on their episode. Sure. But yeah. So, anyways, Panthers win 40, or Buccaneers win 48-14. They now lead the NFC South. I really didn't have. In Week 18, they're going to be taking on the Saints. Like you said, they win that game, they can win the division. Panthers will be going on to take on the Falcons. Panthers have a chance to literally knock the Falcons out of the playoffs. So essentially, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers want the Panthers to win that game, and vice versa for the Falcons. Yeah. Other than that, maybe some of the defensive guys. Shout out to Yaya Diaby, Anthony Nielsen, Kalijah Kancey. Yeah, Tad, real quick, I do want to bring up because Kalijah Kancey had a big explosive play in this game that really disrupted the offense. 21 solo tackles, 7.5, a forced fumble. Tad, Kalijah Kancey, the defensive tackle, the second-year pro out of Pitt. And yes, Tad, where would you rank him amongst defensive linemen in the NFC?
I would rank him as a fairly average defensive lineman.
Who can be sneakily good sometimes, I'd say. That's a fair take, but I would also add to the take that he can be very sneakily good sometimes. Like, he can definitely, like, come out of nowhere with a big explosive play to disrupt an offense.
Yeah, that
Um,
can happen.
Chris Broswell, Logan Hall. Yeah, Tad Logan Hall. The 2 solo tackles, a sack, a tackle for a loss. He also did get to the quarterback. Logan Hall, the second-year pro out of the third-year pro out of Houston. So yeah, a fairly solid enough defensive end there. So yeah, nonetheless, great job by the Buccaneers. They're on the verge of winning the NFC South. They win 48-14 over the Panthers. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. This is our channel. Be sure to stay tuned. This is January. This is the month of January on the Gridiron Glory. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.